What's good YouTube? My name is Sierra and welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be reacting to the 2020 presidential debate. I have that on my computer right now. It is happening live. I'm watching it on YouTube. I just paused it for you guys. So yeah, you guys are going to get my unfiltered, straight from live TV reaction. We're just going to see what this circus is going to be like. Okay, let's go.
Our first subject is the Supreme Court. President Trump, you nominated Amy Coney Barrett over the weekend to succeed the late Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Why are you right in the argument you make and your opponent wrong? And where do you think a Justice Barrett would take the court?
I will tell you very simply, we won the election. Elections have consequences. We have the Senate, we have the White House, and we have a phenomenal nominee, respected by all.
Oh my God, not by all.
Good in every way, good in every way. We did it after
Why don't you talk about her credentials
or
like
the election, as you know.
What she
So I think that
has done
she will be outstanding. She's going to be...
It's just like so general, like she's going to be outstanding, she's great, like it's just very general. Okay, let's keep going.
Same question to you, Vice President Biden. You have 2 minutes.
Well, first of all, thank you for doing this. And
Biden, please don't screw up. Please don't screw up. Please don't screw up and fumble on your words.
have a right to have a say in who the Supreme Court nominee is. And that say occurs when they vote for a United States senators and when they vote for the President of the United States. They're not going to get that chance now because we're in the middle of an election already.
Right.
The election has already started. Tens of thousands of people have already voted.
Make sure you're registered to vote and make sure you put in your mail-in ballot. Okay.
We should wait and see what the outcome of this election is, because that's the only way the American people get to express their view is by who they elect as president and who they elect as vice president.
Real quick, I would agree that, like, with Biden now, we should wait to do this, like, until after the election, maybe? Like, maybe we could be a part of this in some kind of way? I don't know. Okay, let's keep going.
Women's rights are fundamentally changed. Once again, a woman could be held pay more money because she has a pre-existing condition of pregnancy. They were able to charge a woman more for the same exact procedure a man did. Yes. And that ended when we, in fact, passed the Affordable Care Act. And so it's just not appropriate to do this before this election. If he wins the election and the Senate is Democrat or Republican, then he goes forward. If not, we should wait until February. All right.
There aren't 100 million people with pre-existing conditions. As far as the say is concerned, the people already had their say. The 100 million people is totally wrong. I don't know where you got that number. The bigger problem that you have is that you're going to extinguish 180 million people with their private health care that they're very happy with.
That's simply not true.
Well, you're certainly going to socialist. You're going to socialist medicine.
Gentlemen, we're now into open discussion.
Open discussion.
Open discussion. Yes, I agree.
I am the Democratic Party right now. The platform of the Democratic Party is what
You tell it, freaking Biden.
Here's the deal.
Well, there's 7 million people that contracted COVID. What does it mean for them going forward if you strike down the Affordable Care Act?
And if you were here,
Look,
it wouldn't be 200, it would be 2 million people because you were very late on the draw, which was heavily
Mr. President,
You would have
Mr.
been much
President,
later, Joe.
Mr. President,
Much later.
Mr. President,
You're talking about 2 million people.
You're not
President, as
shut
a
him up.
moderator, we are going to talk about COVID in the next segment. Obamacare, to end Obamacare. You have spent the last...
Because they want to give good health care.
If I may ask, my question is...
Let the man talk. If this isn't like the most unprofessional thing ever, like why wouldn't you just let the moderator talk?
I'll give you an example. Insulin. It was destroying families, destroying people because I'm getting it for so cheap. It's like water, you want to know the truth. So cheap. Take a look at all of the drugs what we're doing, prescription
Did you
drug
say
prices.
insulin is
We're
like
going to allow our
water?
government.
I'm getting insulin so cheap it's like water.
I beat Bernie Sanders.
Not by much.
I beat him a whole hell of a lot. I'm here standing facing you, old buddy.
Pocahontas would have left 2 days early. You would have lost every primary.
All he knows how to
on
do is
Super
hurt.
Tuesday. You got
Look,
very lucky.
here's the deal.
Biden did get very lucky because I know I wanted Bernie, so many people did, but the Democrats didn't want Bernie, so this is what we've got to work with now.
You just lost the left.
I'm still
You
here.
agreed with Bernie Sanders on a plan.
Folks,
absolutely
folks,
agreed
do you have
to,
any
and under that
idea
plan,
what
you
this
got
clown's
socialized, they
doing?
call it-
He is not for any help for people needing health care. Because
Definitely not for
because he in
low-income
fact
people.
already has cost 10 million people their health care that they had from their employers because of his recession. I'm not going to answer the question
Why would
because
you answer that
because
question?
the question is
Justice,
the
radical
question,
left.
Will you shut up, man?
Listen, who is on your list, Joe?
He literally said,
Will you shut up, man?
that was not very presidential, but that was kind of funny.
Why should the American people trust you more than your opponent to deal with this public health crisis going forward?
We should be providing all the protective gear possible. We should be providing the money the House has passed in order to be able
Yes.
to go out and
More
get people
ventilators,
the help
more
they need to
masks,
keep
more
their businesses
gowns.
open schools. It cost a lot of money. You should get out of your bunker and get out of the sand
Get
trap
off the
and
golf
get
course.
in your golf course and go in the Oval Office and bring together the Democrats and Republicans
I'm
and
psychic,
fund what
bro.
needs to be done now to save lives.
If we would have listened to you, the country would have been left wide open. Millions of people would have died, not 200,000, and one person is too much. It's China's fault. It should have never happened. They stopped it from going in, but it was China's fault.
Like, I understand wanting to not let people from China in when like a deadly virus breaks out. Like, I understand that, but you're still xenophobic. But for other things. Freaking New York is so pissed at Trump. They're like, we have asked for more funding. We have asked him for more relief, more this, more that, and he has ignored us at every turn. So New York is not fucking happy with you. That's just one state.
Tell you, Joe, you could never have done the job that we did. You don't have it in your blood. You could have never done that job.
His own CDC director says we could lose as many as another 200,000 people between now and the end of the year. And he held up, he said, if we just wear a mask, we can save half those numbers. Just a mask.
And that's one thing that Biden wants to do that I definitely agree with, is a countrywide mask mandate, a unified plan. Let's get on that. So just pay attention to this coronavirus part in particular. Like, these are things we really need to know. Like, how are you gonna try to stop the spread of this virus, come up with a vaccine, and produce more rapid testing? So let's listen over those 3 key points.
I mean, I have a mask right here. I put a mask on, when I think I need it. Tonight, as an example, everybody's had a test, and
When you think you need it?
I don't wear masks like him. Every time you see him, he's got a mask. He could be speaking 200 feet away from it. He shows up with the biggest mask I've ever seen.
Why are you shaming him for being safe like that? I don't understand. Like,
Oh, he wants to wear a mask. Everywhere you go, he's wearing a mask. Like,
good. Like, that is a good example. Good.
Well, masks make a big difference. His own head of the CDC said if we just wore masks between now, everybody wore masks and social distance between now and January, we'd probably save up to 100,000 lives. It matters.
Guys, I'm probably not gonna watch this whole entire thing. Well, I will on my own time off camera, but for this entire video, probably not. So I'm gonna skip around a little bit. Otherwise, this would just be a 90-minute video. So,
Millions of Americans are receiving mail-in ballots or going to vote early. How confident should we be that this will be a fair election? And what are you prepared to do to reassure the American people that the next president will be the legitimate winner of this election?
The fact is that there are going to be millions of people because of COVID that are going to be voting by mail-in ballots, like he does, by the way. We're going to make sure that those people who want to vote in person are able to vote because enough poll watchers are there to make sure they can socially distance. The polls are open on time, and the polls stay open until the votes are counted. Just make sure you understand you have it in your control to determine what this country is going to look like the next 4 years. Is it going to change, or are you going to get 4 more years of these lies?
As far as the ballots are concerned, it's a disaster.
and you wanna fucking shut down the post office, right?
Solicited is okay. You're soliciting, you're asking, they send it back, you send it back. There's fraud. They found them in creeks. They found some with the name Trump, just happened to have the name Trump just the other day in a waste paper basket. They're being sent all over the place. On November 3rd, you're watching and you see who won the election. And I think we're going to do well because people are really happy with the job we've done. But you know what?
I don't think so. I honestly think that we should be able to vote in person. I'm gonna vote in person in my state. If you can go out in public and vote, I would recommend doing so. That's what I'm gonna do because this whole mail-in ballot system, I don't trust it. I don't trust that Trump is not trying to rig the election. So let me know in the comments, did you guys get your mail-in ballot sent to your home, or did you request? I personally got it sent directly to my house, but I'm interested to know, like, yeah, let me know in the comments, what is your state doing as far as voting goes?
Will you urge your supporters to stay calm during this extended period, not to engage in any civil unrest, and will you pledge tonight
that's gonna be
that you
so
will not
scary,
declare
like,
victory
those
until
days, like
the
if
election
it takes days for them to count the votes, it's gonna be so scary, like, oh my god, like, oh my god. Okay.
Well, I hope it's going to be a fair election. If it's a fair
You're urging
election,
them what?
I am 100% on board. But if I see tens of thousands of ballots being manipulated, I can't go along with that.
Some of these ballots in some states can't even be opened until Election Day. And if there's thousands of ballots, it's going to take time to do it. And by the way, our military, they've been voting by ballots since the end of the Civil War, in effect.
I mean, there definitely is like fraud that has been happening and is happening during this whole mail-in ballot, mail-in election thing. Do I think it's as grand and as big as Trump is making it out to be? No, but I definitely think that there is foul play in this election. You were also freaking called out for potentially like having Russia rig the election for you. So like,
Be a president not just for the Democrats. I'll be a president for Democrats and Republicans. And this guy,
I want to see an
fact,
honest
okay.
ballot.
let the man talk.
The end of it. This is the
I
end
wanna
of this
see an
debate.
honest ballot count.
We're
And I
going to
think
leave
he
it
does
there.
too.
To be continued
does.
as in more debates as we go on. President Trump, Vice President Biden, it's been an interesting hour and a half. I want to thank you both for participating.
Yeah, that was a lot. And I hope you guys like learned something from this. I know I definitely did. I learned that the two-party system sucks. We need better choices.
But are you willing tonight to condemn white supremacists and militia groups?
Sure,
Are you
I'm willing
prepared to
do that,
specifically
but
do it? Well, go ahead, sir.
I would say almost everything I see is from the left wing, not from the right wing.
So what are you saying?
I'm willing to do anything. I want to see
Well,
peace.
then do it, sir.
say it, do it, say it.
You want to call him? What do you want to call him? Give me a name. Give me a
White
name. Go ahead.
supremacists and
Who would
white
you like me to condemn?
White supremacists and right
Proud
militia.
Boys, stand back and stand by. But I'll tell you what. Somebody's got to do something about Antifa and the left.
It is what it is, and we just have to make the best choice out of not the best choices. So let me know in the comments what you guys thought about the presidential debate. Are you changing your vote? Are you sticking with your vote? Do you feel any differently about the candidates after like watching this whole debate, screaming match, whatever? Let me know. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. If you made it all the way to the end, you're the best. Love you, and I will see you guys in the next video. Mwah! Bye!